One thing to ask yourself is, who is the news today? What constitutes a reporter? So we have shows like Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. He is definitely talking about the news, but is he a reporter? Is this a source of news, or is it just a comedy show that happens to be commenting on current events? Right? How do we think about these different things? How do we think about the morning news programming where you have news segments interspersed with, cooking segments and what the best face cream is or whatever else? Is a citizen journalist a reporter? If you record something on your phone and post it on Facebook and say, hey, look what happened, are you a reporter now? You are condensing the news and putting it out there through a communications media. So are you a reporter now? Are you the news media? What about people like Julian Assange? What about WikiLeaks? Is that the news? Are they packaging things in some way? Or are they just sort of dumping it out there? Right? So, how do we conceive of all these different things? How do we interpret what is the news media today? And also, just on a sort of aside, we can see that the news media today, the sort of more traditional media, the ones that we're not questioning, is this the media, are struggling to even do what they used to do. Newspapers can't afford as many reporters. So sometimes they are just taking uh, press releases from politicians and running them as articles. So they might, especially local newspapers where they don't have the staff anymore because ad space goes for less and less money because of the internet. So they may not have reporters who can really package the news and interpret it and tell us what the press release says. So they're just going to take the press release and put it in and call it an article, right? So is that the news media? Are they really packaging the news in some way? Maybe, maybe not. Right? So how do we conceive of what is traditionally the news media maybe not functioning in the same way it used to? Um, Now, that said, I just want to take a moment and say that newspapers and news magazines, even if they do have a more limited staff and are perhaps doing things that we might question, that they are still some of the best sources of in-depth reporting. And they do still have some great investigative journalists out there. Um, but again, could we say that a citizen journalist is a great journalist too? Could we say that any of these other categories are doing the same thing? So this is an open question. Think about how you interpret this.